This video is about the 2019 new coronavirus. It gives basic information about infection caused by this new virus and how we can best manage it as a team at TiTouch. In the video, we will talk about what goes on as infection develops inside an individual person. We will start to think about how, as a team, we might limit how many of us and our customers the virus will infect. How could we manage how serious our symptoms will be? And how will we manage variations in available work as our customers react to any epidemic that develops? An infection starts when the virus gains entrance to someone's body. Infection does not happen through unbroken skin. Skin is too thick for the virus to get through. Rather, infection occurs through the thin, fragile, moist mucous membranes of the mouth, nose, and eyes. We can transfer virus particles to any of these from our hands. We can also breathe floating particles in as we inhale. Once the virus is in, nothing obvious happens for days. Typically, there is around 6 days before symptoms develop. This delay can be as little as 2 days and as many as 14 days. Then, after what is called the incubation period is finished, the symptoms develop. Severity of symptoms varies dramatically among patients. Many have very mild symptoms. Others are severely affected. A small number, so far around 4%, die from their infection or its complications. Severity of symptoms develops rapidly from the first discomfort and fever. It reaches a peak after somewhere between 2 and 4 days. Then the symptoms begin to ease and the patient begins to recover. What causes the symptoms to increase and decrease in severity? When the virus first invades, viral numbers in the patient are negligible. Through the incubation period, the virus multiplies unseen. Viral particles in the patient's tissues peak at around the same time the symptoms are at their worst. Subsequently, they decline again as the symptoms ease. Immune response of the patient depresses viral numbers. In recovering patients, the immune system gains the upper hand and eliminates the virus. Immunity remains high after the disease is over. Second infections are not possible. The patient has recovered. Still, their coughs and sneezes can be infectious for some time after symptoms are gone. They should not return to work immediately. Taking the World Health Organization as our source of information at the moment, there are currently no recommendations for restricting trade or travel. And getting infected requires what the WHO calls close contact. This involves face-to-face encounter for at least 15 minutes or being in the same closed space for at least 2 hours. This sounds remarkably like taking a client into a massage room. Not very encouraging for us. Likewise, the current recommendations for avoiding infection are loose. Avoid close contact with ill people, especially if they are coughing or sneezing. But we already know that hosts are infectious before they are showing any symptoms. Presumably, the number of viral particles released during incubation are less than at the peak of infection. We could also avoid infection by washing our hands often and avoiding hand-to-face contact. Then, if we get ill, we should stay away from other people as much as we can. If we get ill, we should cover our coughs and sneezes. And if we get ill, we should regularly and thoroughly wash our hands. All of these suggestions may leave you feeling a bit powerless. Isn't there anything more we can do to manage our risk? Based upon the information we went through earlier, there may be some other things that could prove helpful. Let's go through the overview to prepare for our discussion as a team in a moment. Firstly, we can do the obvious. We can wash hands and avoid hand-to-face contact. We can wear a face mask or some other form of cover for the mouth and nose. These basic steps will help us avoid taking in large numbers of viruses. Perhaps this might give your immune system a better chance to win early and easily against the virus. Likewise, if your immune system was in great shape, it seems likely that it would win out over the virus more easily than if it was weakened. If it's strong, that would reduce the numbers of viral particles in your body and reduce the severity of your symptoms. So is there anything else we can do to favour a strong response from your immune system? The answer is likely yes, and we will go on to explore some of these in our team discussion in a moment. If we do a good job of this, we may as a team experience low-level symptoms with this infection. So, the core of our first draft strategy will include reducing our exposure to virus with good hygiene, boosting strength of response from our immune system, and managing work volumes to match customer demand. There. Now let's talk about what we can do in detail.